There are moments in live television that you remember forever, not because someone said something controversial or because a fight broke out on set, but because you watched something genuinely unexpected happen in real time alongside millions of other people. You watched news break, you watched anchors get caught off guard, you watched the energy of an entire broadcast shift from casual conversation to urgent, pulse-pounding, this is happening right now coverage. And what I witnessed on First Take this morning was one of those moments. I was watching casually. Stephen A. and Shannon were debating the Lakers' playoff matchup options, whether they'd rather face Houston or Minnesota, the usual end-of-season discourse. Nothing crazy, nothing I hadn't heard before. And then I saw it before they did. The red banner, that ESPN breaking news ticker scrolling across the bottom of the screen, and the words on it made my stomach drop. Sources: Los Angeles Lakers in advanced negotiations to acquire Cade Cunningham from Detroit Pistons. I read it. I blinked. I read it again. And then I watched Stephen A. Smith realize it was there. Hey, what's up everyone? Real quick before we get into everything. That like button is literally what determines if this reaches hundreds or thousands of fans. Takes 1 second but makes a huge impact on the channel's growth. Just smash that like button right now. It's the easiest thing you can do, but honestly, the biggest way to support this content. Every single like pushes this further, so hit it now. Molly saw it first. She glanced down at her notes, then her eyes darted to the monitor, and she did that thing professional anchors do when they need to interrupt the flow without causing panic. She waited for a natural pause in the conversation, then said, "Gentlemen, I need to stop you here because we have a breaking news alert that just crossed our ticker." And she read the words out loud. Sources tell ESPN that the Los Angeles Lakers are in advanced negotiations to acquire Cade Cunningham from the Detroit Pistons. Stephen A. physically turned his body to look at the monitor behind him. He read the ticker himself. His jaw tightened, his eyes widened. And then he turned back to face the camera with an expression that was half shock, half barely contained excitement, and he said one word: wow. Shannon's reaction was more measured but equally telling. He leaned back in his chair, crossed his arms, and said, well, if this is real, the entire Western Conference just changed. And from that moment forward, the show transformed. The producers started pulling up graphics. Cade Cunningham's career stats appeared on screen. The Lakers' salary cap situation flashed in a sidebar. Highlight reels of Cunningham's best plays started rolling in the background. The entire production machine pivoted in real time to cover this story. And for the next 20 minutes, Stephen A. and Shannon engaged in one of the most substantive, most passionate, most important debates about a single transaction that I've ever seen on that show. Stephen A. was immediately and emphatically in favor. He said, "This is the move that saves the Lakers franchise. Not for this season, not just for the playoffs. For the next decade, Cade Cunningham is 23 years old. He's a 6'6" point guard who can run an offense, score at all three levels, create for his teammates, and control the pace of a game. He is the exact player that the Lakers need to build around when LeBron James retires. He is the successor. He is the future." And the fact that the Lakers are making this move now, while LeBron is still here to mentor him, while Anthony Davis is still in his prime, that's genius. Cause Cade doesn't have to come in and be the guy from day one. He can learn from the greatest player of all time. He can develop alongside an all-NBA big man in Davis. He can grow into the role gradually. And by the time LeBron hangs it up, Cade is ready to take over. That's how you build a dynasty. That's how you ensure that the Lakers don't go through a decade of mediocrity after LeBron leaves. You find the next guy before the current guy is gone. And Stephen A. went deep on the basketball fit, which I thought was the strongest part of his argument. He said the Lakers' biggest structural problem, beyond the current injuries to Luka and Reeves, is that they don't have a primary playmaker who can be the long-term answer. LeBron is 41. He's not going to be here forever. And when he leaves, who runs the offense? Luka is a transcendent talent, but has durability concerns that have plagued him throughout his career. Reeves is an excellent player, but projects more as a secondary creator than a primary one. The Lakers need someone who can be the guy, the franchise cornerstone, the player everything is built around for the next 10 years, and Cade Cunningham is that player. He specifically broke down the pick-and-roll partnership between Cade and Anthony Davis, and this is where my own analysis kicks in because the fit is genuinely elite. Cade is one of the best pick-and-roll operators in the NBA. His size at 6'6" allows him to see over defenders and make reads that smaller guards can't make. His passing vision is elite. His ability to read the defense in real time and make the right decision, whether that's a pocket pass to the rolling big, a lob over the top, a skip pass to the corner shooter, or pulling up for his own mid-range jumper, is incredibly advanced for a player his age. Now pair that with Anthony Davis, who is one of the most versatile pick-and-roll finishers in the league. Davis can catch lobs, he can pop to the mid-range, he can roll to the basket and finish through contact. He can slip the screen and dive to the rim. Every pick-and-roll option that exists in basketball, Davis can execute, and Cade has the vision and the passing ability to find Davis in every single one of those scenarios. The Cade Davis pick-and-roll would instantly become one of the most effective two-man actions in the entire NBA. Shannon pushed back, and his concerns were legitimate and worth addressing. He said, "Stephen A., I don't dispute Cade Cunningham's talent. The kid can play. He's proven that in Detroit, but let me ask you this, what are the Lakers giving up to get him? Because Detroit isn't going to just hand over their franchise player for free. You're gonna have to send significant assets back, draft picks, young players, maybe even a current starter. And for a team that already has problems with depth, with Rob Pelinka's inability to develop players on the margins, you're now stripping the roster even further to bring in one player who, by the way, has never won anything meaningful in the NBA. He's never been to the playoffs, he's never played in a high-stakes game. And you're going to hand him the keys to a franchise that's about to go into the playoffs without two of its three best players? That's a lot of pressure on a 23-year-old who's never been in that environment. And Shannon made a point about the salary cap that I think was important. He said Cade is on a significant contract. Bringing him in affects the Lakers' financial flexibility for years. And in a league where having the ability to add pieces around your stars is crucial, you have to consider whether locking in Cade's salary alongside LeBron's and AD's leaves enough room to build a competitive roster around them. The last thing you want is to have three highly paid players, and then surround them with minimum contract players who can't contribute at a championship level. Stephen A. countered brilliantly. He said, "Shannon, you're worried about depth and salary cap flexibility. I'm worried about having a franchise after LeBron retires. Let me paint you a picture. LeBron leaves after next season. The Lakers don't have Cade Cunningham. What do they have? Anthony Davis, who's injury prone and has never been able to carry a franchise by himself. A bunch of role players, and a lot of cap space that nobody wants to sign up for because the Lakers have no star to attract free agents. You know what happens then? You enter a dark age. 5, 6, 7 years of irrelevance while you try to draft your way back to contention. Is that what you want, or would you rather pay the price now, bring in a 23-year-old franchise cornerstone who can be the face of the Lakers for the next decade and ensure that when LeBron walks out the door, the franchise doesn't fall off a cliff? And that argument hit me hard because Stephen A. is absolutely right about the post-LeBron reality. The Lakers without a succession plan are headed for exactly the kind of dark age he described. We've seen it happen to franchises before. The Chicago Bulls after Jordan, the Miami Heat after LeBron left the first time, the Cleveland Cavaliers after LeBron left both times. When a generational player leaves and there's no successor in place, the franchise craters. And it takes years, sometimes a decade to recover. Cade Cunningham is the insurance policy against that outcome. He's the player who ensures that the Lakers remain relevant, remain competitive, remain a destination franchise even after LeBron is gone. I also want to address the immediate impact because this isn't just a future play. Cade helps the Lakers right now. With Luka out and Reeves out, the Lakers desperately need a ball handler who can create offense. Cade is one of the best playmakers in the NBA. He averaged over 24 points and nearly 10 assists this season in Detroit. His ability to run an offense, to make the right read, to find the open man, to control the tempo of a game is exactly what the Lakers need in the immediate term. And having Cade alongside LeBron creates a dual playmaker dynamic where both players can share the ball handling responsibilities. LeBron doesn't have to carry the load alone anymore. Cade can run possessions while LeBron rests on the offensive end. LeBron can facilitate while Cade operates off the ball. The flexibility is enormous. And let me address the half-court offense problem because this is where Cade's impact would be most felt for the Lakers right now. The Lakers have been one of the worst half-court offenses in the league when LeBron is off the floor. Their minus 25 per 100 possessions number without their top three guys is catastrophic, and even with LeBron on the floor, the half-court offense can stall when there's no secondary creator to keep things moving. Cade fixes that. His ability to create in isolation, to break down defenders off the dribble, to pull up from mid-range, to find cutters and shooters. All of it makes the half-court offense dramatically better. The Lakers go from a team that's dependent on transition and LeBron heroics to a team that can actually execute in the half-court with multiple creators. The producers at this point were showing comparison graphics. They showed Cade's numbers next to other franchise point guards at the same age. They showed his assist numbers, his scoring averages, his usage rates, and every number told the same story. This is a legitimate franchise player. This is a player who, in the right situation with the right supporting cast, could be an MVP candidate within the next 3 to 4 years. And the Lakers would be that right situation. Stephen A. closed the segment with a statement that I think perfectly captured the stakes. He said, "The Lakers have a choice to make. They can play it safe. They can hold on to their assets. They can try to patch things together with role players and hope for the best. Or they can be bold. They can make the move that ensures this franchise remains one of the premier organizations in the NBA for the next decade. Cade Cunningham is the bold move. He's the future. And if the Lakers are smart, they'll make this happen before someone else does." My final take? This is a franchise-defining decision. The kind of decision that determines whether the Lakers spend the next decade competing for championships or competing for lottery picks. The basketball fit is elite. The timeline makes sense. The succession plan is clear. And the breaking news ticker on First Take this morning suggests it might already be happening. Lakers fans, stay locked in, subscribe, comment, because the next notification on your phone might be the one that changes everything.